computer. Hey everyone, welcome to our first meeting of the year, right, Jamie?
Yes, 2023. I hope everyone had a wonderful holiday.
Yeah, happy new year, everyone. And we are going to be talking about setting goals, which Jamie and I both love, right, Jamie? We
We
found
do. And there's not a better time in the world to do it in the beginning of the year, because by December of this year, the possibilities are endless where you could be.
absolutely. That is exciting. And especially because we both ended 2022 having met some of our goals, which we're going to share. And we're also going to share a really simple, easy formula that has been proven by science to be effective and everything and all that good stuff. But Jamie and I both know from personal experience, this formula works and it works really, really well. But before we get into that, we're going to just do a little heart opening meditation. And so we're going to get comfortable, have our backs nice and straight, and we're going to close our eyes. And we're going to bring our hands into Gassho or into prayer pose, just bringing your hands together. And we're going to set our intention that we're open to receive whatever it is that we need most at this moment in time. And that we're open to hearing and seeing whatever it is that we need at this moment in time. And we also can take a moment and dedicate this beautiful practice to all in our life, animals, people, just all sentient beings. And whenever you're ready, you can put your hands either face up or face down in your lap, keeping your eyes closed, blocking out all distractions. And we're just going to do a little gentle breathing, breathing in through your nose and pulling your breath down into your belly, expanding your belly, and then slowly releasing that breath out your nose. And just a couple more breaths, breathing in this beautiful oxygen and breathing out any tension you're holding on in your body, be it tension in your shoulders, in your jaw, in your neck. With every breath out, you release all stress, all tightness in your body. As you breathe in and out, you feel yourself becoming more relaxed, more in tune with your body, with your breath. And now I'd like us to turn our focus to our hearts. Bring your breath into your heart. And on the in-breath, expand your heart. And on the out-breath, release all the love within your heart out into the space around you. Just keep that breath going, breathing into your heart, filling your heart with love, and then releasing that feeling of love out. With every breath in, you focus on love and joy. And every breath out, you focus on pushing that feeling out into the space around you. I'd like you to focus on a feeling that will bring you joy, be it a person or an animal or a place. Maybe it's the beach that you love. And when you think about it, it fills your heart with love. Or maybe it's a special animal, or it could be a special person in your life. Whatever that is, bring that deep feeling of love and joy into your heart. And on your out breath, release that joy into the space around you. With every breath in and out, you're feeling more and more joyful and loving. This is your true essence, your true self. You are not stress. You are not anger. You are not worry. You are pure love. Keep focusing on that beautiful feeling of love. Feel your heart expand Feel this feeling of love and joy fill your entire body. You are radiating love. And we're going to slowly bring ourselves back, but we're going to keep this feeling of love with us, this feeling of joy and happiness as we set our goals. And to slowly bring yourself back and open your eyes. And let's, even as we bring ourselves back, let's put our hands together. Let's bring some action to our body. Okay, we've got love and joy, and now we've got some action. Let's get excited, right? And do this with us. Here Jamie and I are, we just don't want to be doing this all alone. Come on, do it with us. Just really get yourself excited. Okay, are we ready, Jamie?
We are ready.
Wonderful. Okay, so let's talk about, well, you know what, Jamie, let's just share. Why don't you share why goal setting is so important for you?
So for me, I need to set goals because I look at it as a roadmap. So if I was going to go visit my sister who lives several states away, I didn't have GPS, I didn't have a map, I didn't have anything, just the car, and I took off driving, I would probably get there, but I don't know how long it's going to take me and how many wrong turns I'm going to take. But if I have a roadmap, if I have GPS, I know exactly where I'm going. I know exactly when to turn. I know when I've need to redirect, right? Redirect. And so I can get there much quicker. And I look at our goals as the same thing. They are roadmaps, our GPS that help us get to where we want to be.
I love that, because even if we take a wrong turn, right, we can still come back to that
Yeah.
road, to that
And I
path.
love it because if we have our goals set in our plan and action and we catch ourselves taking a wrong turn, it's easier to catch yourself, for one thing, like, oh, I think I'm off track, and then to veer back on. As when you don't have that, you don't know if you're off track. You just don't know where you're at.
Yeah, and you can do like little detours to places that seem really fun, but delay you in getting to where you want to be, right?
Yes, so true.
Which is like, so let's say you wanted to write a book and you've been wanting to write a book, and for 3 years, you really haven't made any progress. Well, with goal setting, you can do more in 1 year than you could ever accomplish in 3 years. And that's what's so exciting. And that's what Jamie and I know to be true, because we both have, what is the phrase, Jamie? Like, not, it's like we time hacked our lives, what
Right.
before it took us maybe 3, 4, 5 years, we can accomplish in 6 months to a year.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's exciting, when you realize that possibility is there, and it's something as simple as setting goals.
Yeah, so let's get into this. Before
Yes.
we do, though, Jamie, I don't know if you have it or not, but I don't. We need a pen and paper. Okay, so take a minute, grab a piece of paper. Maybe you have a notebook like I do here. Just find it clean. Oh my gosh, of course I grabbed the one notebook that doesn't have a clean piece of paper. And grab a pen, right? So everybody take a moment to do that. I'm gonna move my desk, clear space for yourself so you feel comfortable when you do this.
Okay.
And now we're gonna get started. And I'll walk you through the process really fast. But don't worry about memorizing this, because we're gonna go through every single step through this call. And so just really quickly, what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be setting a goal. So we're gonna be writing our goal. Then we're gonna be visualizing the completion of our goal, which is really powerful. Then we're going to be talking about knowing your why, committing to your goal, focusing on your goal, and having a technique that reminds you of your goal, which is really important. So there's 6 really small, easy steps, and it might seem a little overwhelming right now, but it's not. And so let's get started. Jamie, I'm going to set my timer for just a couple minutes. And I want everyone who's watching this, just take a minute and write down your goal, and just write one for now. And don't worry about, it being profound or anything, just to write something that you really want. And let me know when you're ready, Jamie.
Okay, I am ready.
Okay, and I'm going to put you on the spot. You're going to have to share your goal in a minute, but
Okay.
okay. So now we're going to visualize ourselves. It's December 31st. It's New Year's Eve, 2023, and we have successfully completed our goals. So we're now going to ask ourselves, and we're going to journal on this. We're going to ask ourselves 4 really important questions. What have we accomplished, right? So it's our goal. We've accomplished our goal. What does that mean? And who are we now because of completing that goal? What is that completing that goal brought to us personally? And what has changed for us? Like, so, for me, my goal is boundaries. So how has having boundaries changed my life for me? And then how did we get here, right? How did we get to that place where we have accomplished our goals? So let's just journal about that. What have you accomplished? Who are you now because of completing that goal? What has changed for you? And how did you get here?
Okay.
Okay, are you ready, Jamie?
I'm ready.
Okay, so share with me your
Okay, so for my goal, it's a basic goal, but I want to be able to walk 4 miles 5 days a week without injuring my knee because I have a bad knee and I tried that right off the bat and I made it worse. So I had to stop, but now I'm back up to 2 miles. So over this year, I want to be able to increase that without hurting myself and get back to 4 miles.
So it's December 31st. Now you're up to 4 miles. How does that feel for you?
Oh, it feels wonderful. It makes me feel happy and healthy and just really proud of myself.
And so who are you now because of completing that goal?
Because I've completed it, I'm someone who can go out and I can enjoy more of nature around me. I can go on hikes. I'm not afraid that, oh, I'm going to hurt myself more. I trust in my body more. I feel good about it. I want to keep my body healthy. And I'm more adventurous because of it.
I love that. And how did you get there?
So I got there by walking my 2 miles every day that I'm doing now and gradually increasing by increments. Maybe a quarter of a mile, then up to a half a mile. I'm going to take it in increments. And other things I can do is I can lose a few pounds and get the weight off of the knee. That would help. I can continue to use my CBD cream and, so the pain isn't so bad, the arthritis isn't so bad in the knee. And so there's those steps that I'm going to take, or that I did take, because this is the end of the year. Whoops, we can't hear you.
I was coughing, so I put myself on mute and I said,
Oh, that's all right.
yes, you're exactly right. You are there now. You have
Yes.
completed it. So that's the energy we want to create with this
Yes.
exercises. You are there and you feel good and you're loving it, right? That energy.
Yes.
And you're like committing that to memory. Your brain
Yes.
is going, oh, it's already happened for you. And we all know from manifestation and everything, if your brain believes it's already happened, it's almost seamless to get it, right?
Yes, because the brain doesn't know the difference between if it really happened or it didn't. If you're thinking about it and you're feeling it,
The
it's
brain
like,
thinks,
oh, okay.
"Hey, it happened." And I love that. And we know that from, just all the meditation courses that we've taken, how the brain works in that way. And yeah, it's really fascinating because it really doesn't have to happen, but your brain can think it is. So
Yes.
anyway, I wanted to thank you so much for sharing that, because that's a personal thing, sharing our goals, but it's always a good thing to share your goals, because as you share, I say, oh yeah, I have a knee problem too. And so now I can say, hey, Jamie, what are you doing? And we can help each other, right? And that's the great thing about sharing your goals. When you're visualizing, you see it, you can start thinking about who else can I share this with that can then help me to achieve my goal. So I love that. Thank you. And I just wanted to share something really small about my journey from the last year. I did a course in miracles, and that's a 365-day program. And so that was my kind of daily reminder to get going, but we'll get into that later. But as I completed 2023, it was so amazing to realize that, wow, I completed my goal. I have so much more peace, which was my goal at the beginning of the year. I wanted more peace. I wanted less stress, less anxiety. And I ended that year even better than I even thought possible. So when we set goals, it really is important that we go through these steps, because I did go through all of these steps. Because when you get to the end, when you are at December 31st, you are going to look back and you're going to go, wow, I am a completely different person than I was before. And we know that too, Jamie, from when we did goal setting, when we've had to make big moves, right?
Absolutely. And it's so exciting. I would just want everybody to be so excited about this, because this year is full of possibilities. It really is. And the only thing that limits you is you and your thinking. So, the goals are there. So it's going to be just a wonderful end of the year.
Yeah, I think we're our own worst enemy, right? We
think
are
so,
our
yeah.
own worst enemy when it comes to getting what we want.
Yep.
So now we're going to go into know your why. Everything we do is goal driven. Every human behavior is goal driven. So even like you coming and watching this video, that's goal driven. It doesn't seem like an actual goal, but you had a purpose. Your purpose was maybe you were interested in finding out more. Maybe you were interested in just hearing what we talked about, not necessarily learning, not necessarily participating. When we do anything, it is goal driven. If you pick up your phone to, scroll through social media, maybe you're doing it to distract yourself, but you're doing it for a reason, and that is a goal. So even like you may not think you've got goals, but you do. The problem is they're lesser goals, right? They're not goals that are going to get you to where you want to be deep in your heart. They are lesser goals. So you can ask yourself the questions when you're looking for your why am I pursuing my goal? What am I seeking? These questions are going to help you find motivation for completing your goal. Why? So Jamie, let me just ask you, and I think you already answered this, but why do you want to use your knee as your goal? To walk 4 miles was your goal?
Right. So I can feel good about myself and my body. I can trust my body. It will make me happy. I'm going to have more adventure. I'm going to be able to go out into the desert and do hiking again. And, I'm just going to there's going to be a sense of happiness that comes over me.
I love that. And that's what's going to keep you committed too, right?
Yes.
That feeling of knowing what you're going to get at the end of it. And even like you said, just the fact that you're at 2 miles now, right? And
Mhm.
getting to 2 miles was such a good feeling. And that's really expanded you and made you realize, wow, 4 really isn't that hard. If I can get to 2 and feel like this, 4 shouldn't be that hard, right?
Right.
And so once you've stated your goal and you've brought in the feeling of completing it and you've identified your why, your brain is going to be your biggest ally. Your brain is now going to find you ways to help you succeed by putting ideas, situations, people connected to your goal in your path. So for instance, like if you want to be a writer, and you make that your goal, I want to write 5 blogs, or I want to start writing my book, whatever that is, your brain is going to start picking up different ideas, like things on like Facebook ads and things like that about writers, or different who's that you could contact and help support you for being a better writer. This is called, it's a type of attention, I think it's like attentional bias. So it's when we put something in our brain picks up and goes, oh, hey, there's one too, there's one too, there's one too. So it starts opening the doors for you. That's why we want to be intentional in our goal setting. Because once we're intentional, like for you, Jamie, you said, okay, I want to be able to walk 4 miles a day. So now you might, like, Runner's Magazine might start coming into your purview, or maybe you'll meet somebody who does marathons and can give you tips. There's things now your brain is going to start picking up on. So that's why we really want to be intentional and pursue what we really, really want. We don't want to limit ourselves. And I love, Jamie, you could say, oh, I can walk 2 miles. That's good enough. You're not. You are telling yourself, you know what? 4 miles is possible. Another way we can do that is we can expose ourselves to new information and experiences so that we can start adding new and better goals and knowing that we can achieve them. So there's a famous chef called Charlie Trotter, and he had a famous restaurant in Chicago. And I think it was a 2 Michelin star restaurant. It was a really big deal. It cost hundreds to go have dinner there. And he would bring in high school students from underprivileged schools and give them the experience of having that incredible dinner. And I think it was like, like a 10-course dinner or something, right? There was like little muses in between. It was quite an experience. And he would give it to these kids because he wanted them to know that there was something bigger out there, that their world was here, but there was so much more out here, and to dream big. And that's what we need to do as well. We need to see something for ourselves. And even if it seems so big and so outrageous, know that it's possible. Anything you want, you can have. But the trick here is you have to commit to your goal. You have to commit 100%. And I'm going to talk more about that in a minute. But Jamie, I know you have a story about how you committed to moving to Las Vegas, and I was hoping you could share about that.
Yes. So this was 18 years ago. And where I was living, I wanted to move. I wanted opportunities. There wasn't a lot of opportunities there. So for a year, I had been looking. I had been trying to get out of there. I had been packing up boxes, didn't know where I was going. Finally, someone suggested I come out to Las Vegas. And I'm like, I don't know about that. But I came out. And I remember the next morning, I got here at night. The next morning, I walked out of the hotel room. It was winter. And the sun hit my face and the birds were singing. And there was this knowing that came over me and I knew I'm moving to Las Vegas. And so this was in January. So I went home, and then I put my house up for sale. It sold right away. Where am I going to go? But I stayed laser focused, because when I was out there the first time, I bought a poster of Las Vegas and I just looked at it. And so I stayed focused on this goal, and it allowed me to make another trip out, trust that I could find a job. So I got an apartment. And so that was in January. By March 25th, I was sleeping on the floor of my apartment. And so something I had been trying to force for a year, when I just realized this, I had to take that step forward. I had to go there. I had to do something. It's like, I don't even know why I'm going to Vegas. What are we talking about? But the minute I walked out of that motel room, I knew, but I had to get here to know that. And everything just fell away. And there was this knowing that came over me. And from that point on, I was laser focused. And people told me I was foolish. They were like, are you crazy? Why are you moving to Las Vegas? Oh, you don't want to do that. And a lot of people were not supportive of what I was doing. They wanted me to stay where I was with them. And here I was breaking out. But I'm just like, nope, laser focused. And that got me to where I am. And it's been a wonderful thing. I mean, I had a wonderful career. I have a nice home now, all things that I wouldn't have had I not stayed laser focused and continued on with this goal.
Yeah, especially, when people tell you you're making a mistake. It's easy to go, oh, you start to waver, right?
Yep.
But what I love about yours, because you were 100% committed. You weren't like, well, I could go to Vegas, but I could also maybe go to Florida, or you know what I mean? You were, no, Vegas, Vegas, Vegas.
Yes. And I just knew from, when I stepped foot out of that motel room, oh, this is where I'm supposed to be. And then it just clicked. And it's like I stayed focused and I ended up here like 2 months later.
That's amazing. I love that. And that's really good because it goes in hand with what we're going to talk about next, which is when you commit to your goal, commit 100%. Because if you only commit 98%, then you're going to put yourself in situations where you have to make hard decisions, right? So for instance, if you're giving up alcohol and you're only 98% committed, you're going to allow yourself some leeway. Like you might go to a party and decide, well, this one time you'll have champagne. Now you've instantly sabotaged all your progress because that one glass of champagne could lead to another, But when you're 100% committed, you remove all decisions, all decision fatigue, and all doubts. Okay, like I'm going to Vegas. There's no other decision. This is what I'm doing. There is nothing else for me. Or if you're going to lose weight, like I'm not going to eat bread, and then you don't eat bread. You never give yourself any kind of leeway. And that's why being 100% committed is so much more effective than being 98% committed, because with 98, you're going to have that indecision, and then you're going to get decision fatigue, right? Do I do it? Do I not do it? Oh, or like if you're trying to go vegan and you're going to go to a friend's house and they're going to serve meat and you're thinking, okay, well, I'm not vegan yet. This one time, do I need? No, you say, no, I'm vegan and I'm not going to be eating meat. And it really helps you too, because it helps you to set your boundaries, right? And you remove all obstacles, because there's going to be enough obstacles for you when you're setting these goals, right? Like for you moving to Vegas, you had obstacles. You had friends who didn't want you to go. You didn't have a job, right? There were all kinds of obstacles. But if you weren't 100% committed, you would have even more obstacles.
Absolutely. And I love what you said, because I think it makes it easier when you are 100% committed. There is no room to, it takes more energy for, oh, I'm just going to have one drink. And then it's like, okay, did I have one drink? Did I have two? Now I have to remember. And if you're just 100% committed, then it's like, you don't even have to worry about it. It's like, okay, so I think it almost makes it easier in some respects because you don't have that pull.
Right.
It's still difficult. Don't get me wrong, but it can be difficult, but you don't have that pull going on.
No, absolutely not. And that's that decision fatigue, right? That's where you get that wavering. So speaking of obstacles, you really want to be prepared when obstacles present themselves, because
they will.
So they will, and you're going to want to quit sometimes, right? And the thing about obstacles, they can trigger a trauma response for us. And once trauma is triggered, then we get into what you and I know, which is a fixed mindset, which means now you have a really limited mindset. You're like, okay, I need to go pursue something different, easier or worse, you're just going to give up. So if you have an obstacle, let's say around losing weight, right? And then you might just go, oh God, forget it. I'm just going to eat this cake and I'm just going to give up, or whatever that is, because trauma has been triggered. So there's a story, excuse me, I have to get a Kleenex, I have a cold, I apologize. There's a story about the 2000 Olympic champion British rowing team. They had never won a medal before, I think. I don't think, or they at least had never won gold, but I don't even think that they had medaled before. And so in 1998, when they were preparing for the 2000 Olympics, and they decided to try a new strategy, and the whole team agreed that whenever anything came up, like staying out late, eating something, not exercising, not going to practice, whatever it was, they would ask themselves the question, will this make the boat go faster? So their whole focus was making their boat go faster to win a gold medal. So anytime, if they were out, if they were doing things, if they were out with friends, you know, oh, let's stay out late. Will this make the boat go faster? And the reason I love that so much is because it's a great reminder to stay focused, right? If you're out with friends and your, let's say your goal is to lose weight and dessert comes, and you say, okay, if I eat this dessert, will this help me get to my goal? And the answer is no. And so you can easily say no. That's something that I love. And I really encourage you, you don't have to say, well, it make the boat go faster, although you can, that could be your trigger, right? Your reminder.
Yeah.
But it's also a great way for you just to say, like for you, Jamie, you know, if you could have said, oh, I could go to Florida and look at Florida, but will that get you to Vegas faster? No. You know, you could have waited on packing your boxes. Would that have gotten you to Vegas faster? No. Yeah. So I love that for saying that, which leads us, you know, to our third step, which is focusing on your goal. You've got to have that focus. And I'm going to let you talk a little bit about this, but I'm going to tell everybody, whatever the mind can conceive, you can receive, which is why Charlie Trotter took those kids to that, to let the kids, the high school kids, come to his restaurant, the underprivileged kids, because what they could conceive, that beautiful meal, they could receive and achieve, right? So you are deserving of everything you want, everything you desire, but deep down, you might not feel that way. And this is where self-sabotaging comes in. And it's not fun when we self-sabotage, because we all know, like if you're trying to lose weight, and I use weight because that's a big goal for people at the beginning of the year, and it is one for me as well, and getting fit. So it's so easy to self-sabotage. For me, you know, it's so easy for me. I have chocolate chips from baking at Christmas. Oh, I could just eat those, right? And so one way I can avoid that is to celebrate. And so Jamie, do you want to talk a little bit about why we celebrate?
Oh, it's so important to celebrate and not wait to, I mean, you don't want to wait till the end of the year when you've accomplished your goal to celebrate. I mean, you need to celebrate. You need to look at every day, sit down at the end of the day, and what did I do right today? And then celebrate. And I mean, celebrate, jump up and down, play a song, dance around the house. Because, you know, if we don't honor ourselves, if we don't celebrate ourselves, no one else is going to. And it's really important because you are reprogramming your brain. You're catching yourself doing something that is going to get you to where you want to be, and you are celebrating that. And so your brain is going, oh, this feels good. You're creating a new circuit. And for so many of us, and me too, we all get messages, you know, programmed into us when we're little. We don't know it, but they're running in our subconscious. And the ones I got were pretty crazy. They weren't always the best. And so I catch myself now sometimes, and I will be having one of those old programs running, and then the new one kicks in. And I'm so happy for that. I'm so proud of that. It's like, oh, I got to celebrate. This is wonderful that the work I'm doing is actually reprogramming my brain. And so it's really important to celebrate, because that's going to keep you going. If you don't celebrate, if you try to wait and build it up, you're going to be like, this is just too hard, because you're going to have hard days. You know, not every day is going to be wonderful. And when those come, it's going to feel like every one of them has been a hard day, when in fact it hasn't been that way. And if you celebrate, you're like, yeah, but yesterday I gave myself that treat because I did really well. So I think celebrating as we go every day, catch yourself doing something right and celebrate that.
And no matter how small it is either, because
Right.
what we're creating too is dopamine in our brain. So dopamine, we know from hello, social media, right? What is
Mhm.
it? It gives us that instant gratification. And that's dopamine. So when we celebrate, like, okay, I'm gonna lose weight. So I'm at dinner, I pass on bread. Yes. Okay, and I am gonna do a little happy dance, even if it's in a restaurant, because I don't care, because this is my goal and I'm going to be happy about it, because every time I do that, my brain says, oh, wow, I like that. That's dopamine. That feels good, right? Which is why
Mhm.
social media feels so good
Oh
sometimes.
yeah.
And so when we can do that, now our brain goes, yeah, that would felt really good to say no. So the next time it happens, you can say no more easily and you can do your little happy dance, but you have to do your celebration. It keeps us on track and helps us minimize the self-sabotaging when we can celebrate. And there's more about that. We'll put links to Tiny Habits, because that's where this comes from, the need to celebrate, even if it's so completely tiny. So let's say, let's say you did cheat and you ate like half a bagel or something. For me, I'm saying that. I can say, you know what? I only ate half. So I am going to celebrate the fact that I didn't eat the whole thing. I stopped myself, whatever that is. Give yourself kudos, pat yourself on the back, do a little dance, play music. Like Jamie said, do whatever it is, but
Yep.
make sure that you're celebrating. That's so important, because it's going to keep you on track. Another thing you may have to do, which is really uncomfortable, and I know Jamie and I have had to do this from time to time, you may have to remove negative people from your life. And so you have to get ready for that. And you don't have to say, hey, you're out of my life because you're negative. What you can say is, right now, I'm struggling to stay on course. So I would really appreciate if you could be supportive of me. And if they can't, you can say, hey, for right now, until I can get a little bit stronger, I'm probably not going to hang out for a while. And that's okay, right?
Yep.
Because this is your goal. Keep your eye on the prize. You have to keep yourself on track and on path, because it's so easy to get derailed, right?
Yes. And, avoid situations that would make it, difficult to stay on track. So for example, if you didn't want to drink, don't go to the pub and have lunch every day when you're surrounded by the alcohol. And, just think about those kind of things, because really your goals are your goals and no one can do that for you but you. And so, I think it's really important that you just accept it, take responsibility for it, and set yourself up to for success.
Right.
Avoid
Which is,
those people, avoid those situations. It may not be forever, but you want to succeed.
and that's where the British rowing team comes in, right?
Right.
Like
Yes.
if there were negative people around them, they would say, is this going to make the boat go faster? No. So you need to say, for your own boat to go faster, for you to get to your goal, is this going to help you? And that's just keep your eye on that prize. Set yourself, like you said, Jamie, set yourself up for success. Don't go set yourself in the middle of, for me, I'm not going to go to a bakery for lunch, because that's almost, oh my God, I can't even imagine trying to
Oh,
get rid of bread and
I
then
can just smell the bread right now when you said that.
let's not talk about that. But again, you're more successful if you're 100% committed. If you're 100% in, you're going to remove all lesser pathways to your goal. You're going to stay on track. And remember, whatever you focus on expands. So if your goal is to lose weight and you say no to dessert, a sugary drink, chocolate, whatever it is, celebrate it. Pat yourself on the back. Give yourself love for choosing you and your goal over instant gratification. That's where our focus goes. And then when we start reaching mini goals, remember, we build confidence, and confidence allows you to start setting bigger goals and seeing bigger possibilities. Like you, Jamie, you set a goal to get to 2 miles, and now you can see that you can get up to 4 miles.
Right. Absolutely. And it happens because you gain the confidence, and then it's like, well, I'm doing this. What else can I do? Let's go here. Let's go here. And pretty soon you're clear up here, and you may never even have intended to get that far. Maybe you were set for here, but now you're up here. And I mean, the possibilities are limitless.
Right. You're expanding yourself. You're expanding your desires. You're expanding who you are. Another thing, in addition, when we want to celebrate our wins, something really positive to do is to look back every 30 to 90 days and take a few minutes to write down your wins. So Dr. Benjamin Hardy, who is my mentor, he has a book called The Gap and the Gain. And it's all about, naturally we look at the gap. Oh, I haven't gotten as far. Oh, I haven't done as much. Oh, I didn't write my book, whatever it is. But when we look at the gain, I actually wrote 2 chapters to my book. I actually didn't eat bread for the last week. I actually didn't drink alcohol this last week, or I walked, even like a 1/10 of a mile further than I normally did, right? Anything is a gain. So always look at your gains and not at the gap. And it's really cathartic and inspirational when you look back every 30 to 90 days and say, wow, I actually did more in these last 3 months than I did maybe in the last 6 months or even the entire year of 2022. Because this is how you super time hack yourself, right? You can get more accomplished in this 1 year by staying focused on your goal than maybe in the past year, 2 years, 3 years, even 5 years. So this is really inspirational. And so this leads us to our I think I said fourth and last, but this is our 6th goal. Sorry. Our 6th technique, which is have a technique that reminds you of your goal. So for me, it's journaling. For you, Jamie, you do something a little different.
Yes, I do journaling, but for example, when I moved to Vegas, to stay focused on my goal, I alluded to it. I had a poster of Vegas in my living room. And when the fears and doubts would come, because they will when you're doing something like that, I would look at that poster and I would go like this. I would tap myself under my eyes and then go like that and say, eyes forward, eyes
Oh, I
forward.
love that. I love that so much.
And so I was, just focus on the forward. You're not looking at anything around here and all the people telling you it's wrong and, oh, what if, what if, what if? Nope, eyes forward. And I was just focused on it. And now I do similar things. I don't always do this anymore, but I have a program, a mental management program that I'm in, and we do directive affirmation. So you set your goal and your affirmation. You write down how it's going to make you feel. You write down the steps you're going to take to make it happen. And then you repeat that and feel it. You have to feel it. You can't just blah, 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 read through it really quick. You have to read through it with meaning and feel it, and for 15 times a day. And it's amazing how that will also reprogram your brain. It gets back to that mindset and sets you up to be a winner. And then I journal on this. I keep track every day. Okay, where are we at? What I do good. And I don't put down what I do bad. It's like maybe if I do something that isn't as great, as what I want, I can say something like, well, what I learned today is that I should avoid, getting so hungry that I just eat everything in sight. Right? Something like that. So I learned not to do that. And I learned that I should have a snack at 10 o'clock or whatever to keep me from doing that. So that's just kind of an idea, but there's so many techniques, and you need to find one that's right for you. But what we found, Leah and I, we know that journaling is powerful.
Yeah.
That is a really powerful technique to achieving your goal.
And for me, I've never been able to journal daily until 2019 when I started to take Dr. Benjamin Hardy's courses. And so now I journal all the time. And so and I'll just show everyone, I use the Impact Theory Planner. And let's see here. And so I'll show you the blank one first. Let me make sure that I get it up to the thing. So this, of course, it's going to go blurry on me. Oh, because I have blur on. Sorry, everyone. Let me take the blur off. So you can kind of see, if I hold it back here, you can see it. But so up here, oops.
Oh, it's blurring out. You'll have to take that off. Did you stop the?
Okay, sorry about that, everyone. There's a little bit of a glitch. So on this, it talks about like the date, what you're grateful for, which is a great way to start your day, right? You want to talk about what you're grateful for, even if it's just, I woke up in a warm bed, I have running water. You know, some days you might feel like, oh, I'm not grateful for anything, but there's always something to be grateful for. You talk about what your belief system is, what your to-dos are, you know, put them here. Try to keep focused on 3 most important. What might your obstacles be to obtaining it, and how you're going to attack your day. And then over here is your reflections. And then it also has like a weekly reflection, a monthly reflection, and a place in here where you can write a letter to your future self. So I find this is really, really helpful. And here it is filled out where you can see, so I put my gratitude and all of my to-dos and all this and all of my things. And I was doing Course in Miracles, so I put my Course in Miracles and my reflection. I love this one. It's impact theory. But let's say you don't journal. You can do a monthly calendar. And so you would put, I think over here, you can put your goal. And then every day you can put something that you're going to do to dedicate to your goal, like even 10 minutes. So let's say it's writing a book. I'm going to write a paragraph a day. I'm going to write a page a week, whatever that is, put some time on here. Don't block an entire day, because that usually doesn't work. We sabotage ourselves when we're trying to do a whole day. Just do small, tiny habits, because if you commit to, let's say you commit to an hour a day to your goal, that's 5 hours a week, right? It's 20 hours a month. So now you have dedicated 20 hours in 1 month. It might be more than you accomplished in last month, or the 2 months, 6 months, a year, whatever that is, because now you're actually focused and putting a daily reminder in there. And that's really what's important, is that daily reminder. So whether you have a buddy system, maybe you have someone that you can text every day and say, these are my wins. I have that. Another one is tapping. You could do tapping, daily mantra, but you have to have a reminder system. You can use your phone and do something that pops up, right, Jamie? Like a reminder
calendar or something like that.
And so you just want to make sure that you have something in place that's going to constantly remind you, like the British rowing team, you know, will this make blank happen faster? Will this make me get to my goal faster, right? So with this is an easy peasy. Jamie and I are all about easy peasy. This is an easy peasy formula that you can easily use to obtain the goal you want. And so in closing, I just want to give a couple quotes. How you do anything is how you do everything. So remember that. So how you approach your work, how you approach your workouts, how you approach how you eat, how you do anything is how you do everything. And that's really powerful. And it can help you start to realize, wow, I need to be a little more committed, right? It's going to help guide you. And the last quote is, we're kept from our goals, not by obstacles, but by a clear path to a lesser goal. And that's by Robert Brault. We're kept from our goals, not by obstacles, but by a clear path to a lesser goal. So if you're choosing a lesser goal, a lesser something, like for you, Jamie, if you chose, well, I'm only going to add a half a mile for the end of the year, that's an easier, lesser goal. You're not going to get to the place that you want to be at the end of the year. So just stay focused on that main goal. Set yourself up for success.
Yes.
Plan your path. Like you said, Jamie, have that plan in place every day. Stay on it, no matter how hard it gets. You want to be the person you know yourself to be. Celebrate your wins, forgive your losses. Remember, this is not a race or a competition. This is you having the courage to step into your true self.
I love that. That is so true. Thank you, Leah. That's beautiful.
Thank you. And are we going to do a meditation?
A meditation now to close?
Yeah. We're just sitting here in silence, just soaking in how we just completed this goal setting process.
We just completed the goal setting process.
I'm sitting here thinking, how you do anything is how you do everything. I'm like, oh man, I really got to tighten the screws.
Here we are.
Right?
Right.
Oh well.
And as long as we keep at it.
Right? Absolutely. Okay,
No one
so
is perfect.
do you want to lead us in a meditation, sir?
Certainly.
Okay, perfect.
So let's ask everyone to take a moment and sit straight, be comfortable. Go ahead and close your eyes. And now bring your hands in front of your heart in the prayer position. And just take a slow, deep breath in, pulling it all the way down to your belly. And then exhale out. Just relaxing now. Take another breath in, then exhale out any stress or tension. And now set your intention to feel your goal accomplished. Know what you feel like. Feel the joy that comes with the completion and the success of completing this goal. Feel the gratitude that you have for everything you've done along the way, the people that have come into your life to help you, the animals that have come into your life. Just set your intention to thank everyone that helped you complete this goal. Now go ahead and place your hands in your lap, whatever's comfortable. And just breathe in slowly, deeply, pulling it all the way down to the belly. And then exhale out. Another slow breath in, pulling it all the way down to your belly. And then exhale out. And now put your focus on your heart center. And if you want, you can even place your hand over your heart. And think about everything that brings you joy. Maybe it's your pet. Maybe it's some other animal. Maybe it's a child. Maybe it's a vacation. Maybe it's walking to the park or riding your bike. We all are surrounded by activities, people, animals that bring us joy. So bring them to mind now and feel the joy and love you feel for them in your heart. Just focus on that joy. And feel your heart just expanding as you think of them. More joy, more gratitude. You just become lighter and brighter as you think about them and feel this joy. Stay present with that joy and what brings you joy. And now give thanks to the people, the animals, the things, the adventures that have brought you joy and made your physical experience so much better. Thank them and know that even though we are about to come out of this meditation, you can carry this feeling with you throughout the day and you can share it with others. Just by your presence, they will feel the joy that lives inside you. So give thanks. Take another slow, deep, cleansing breath in all the way down to the belly, bringing you back to your body, this awareness. And when you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes.
Thank you, Jamie. That was beautiful. That was a really wonderful way to end this little session. And if you like this and you like what we're saying, please be sure to join us every Wednesday at 4:30. At 10:30 a.m. Pacific time. You can find us on animal-bonds.com. You can find the link to our Zoom meeting there and sign up for our newsletter. And you can learn more about this and get notifications about our Zoom sessions and classes and other special events. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, Jamie. And let's get to our goal setting for 2023. It is going to be very powerful.
It is. This is going to be the best year yet.
And that's another thing I want to mention. At our Zoom calls from now on going forward, we will be celebrating wins. So join our community, come in, celebrate your win, because if you don't have a partner to help celebrate your mini goals, right? Your mini steps to your main goal that you're going to have completed by December 31st, join us, because we will be starting every session by celebrating all of our wins, and having a whole community celebrate you is really empowering. So hope to see you soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye.